and I can promise that something nice things will happen inside us. So again, we are listening this session with the first person perspective. First, we'll understand what are the principles, what are the feelings in relationship. Then we will think that what it means to teaching to the student. So if you see that workshop name, Universal Human Values. So the first day we discussed that what we mean by value. Value is nothing but the participation in the larger order. And a piece of chalk, the value of piece of chalk coming from its participation on the blackboard. A value of pen, it's coming from its participation on the paper. Then there's a book. If there is no book, very difficult to explain about the value of the pen. If there is no board, very difficult to explain this piece of chalk. What is this value of it? Any unit value, we are able to say from its larger order, what is its participation in the larger order. Same way, what is the human value? When it comes to human value, what is human's participation in the larger order where he is participating? So when when we say that at the individual level, what is my role within myself? What I really want, you know, that harmony in myself, harmony in my body, harmony in the self. One is we are saying health, one is we are saying happiness. So that's what we discussed first 2 days. Now, what it means to live in harmony in self and as an individual, trying to understand body needs, self needs, both are different and both needs to be identified separately and needs to fulfill separately. Then we started asking that what is my role in my family and in extended family with the other human being when I'm living in that, when I'm participating. Very important point that because of my participation, am I adding value in that relationship or not? We need to ask this question again and again. That my ability to participate positively, is where I'm adding value. The third level is the society, which we will know tomorrow and I think a few sessions. What is my participation in the society? How I am participating in the systems, and what is my participation with the nature, where I am directly dependent on. So this is the whole scope of the workshop. This is the question we are asking systematically in every session. So now come to the relationship. That we are trying to understand that if the goal in the relationship is to ensure that mutual happiness, that obey sukh, mutual fulfillment, and how to fulfill this goal, hence importance of right understanding and right feelings in relationships. So what are those right feelings? Then we said that there are 9 feelings. These feelings are definite. It is in everyone, naturally wants these feelings. Naturally, these feelings are acceptable to everyone. So this is what we discussed. Then one such feeling we discussed. What kind of understanding? Each feeling is associated with a certain principle, then a certain aspect of reality. If you are able to understand that principle, then we can ensure that feeling in us. If you are not able to see that reality, we assume things on our own, and we get the negative feeling, and hence our negative participation. One such feeling we discussed that, one such reality we discussed that, assurance on the other's intent. When you assured about the intent, you naturally you see what is the issue with the competence. Then, and according to mutual competence, what is my competence and what is the other person's competence, I will make my program. So this is what we discussed in the feeling of trust. Hope everyone got the clarity on that. So I requested everyone to take that 1 or 2 closest relationships to apply these principles, so that you can see, you can clearly see what is the proposal, and you can verify with your own experiences. because that verification is very important. Please consider any session, any facilitator, whatever they are saying as a proposal. Don't believe it as true or false on its face value. Verify it on your own right. In your own life experiences, when you are applying it, is it making sense or no sense? That verification helps us not to believe these things. If we, on the face value, we take it, it's very difficult for us to convince what does it mean. And this is what tomorrow we do with the even students. That's what varies the difference between value education and moral education. So as Sangal sir discussed with you all of. So this is what we discussed till right now. So we concluded that when we have assurance on the intent, we naturally see our complementarity in the relationship. If I have more clarity, I will take more responsibility. If other person has the more clarity, I will commit to understand from others. If we both lack the understanding, we will take the help of the person who has the clarity. So that's the proposal. So now I want to introduce you another feeling, uh, that the respect. When you say respect, please mark my words. It is not generally what we use in day-to-day language. Here I am referring to feeling of the respect. What kind of understanding helps us to trigger this feeling in us? Friends, it's very interesting thing. So dear faculty, please pay attention to this proposal. When we, in Hindi, the word samman, that the word captures the essence of this proposal. What principle, when we see it, can ensure this feeling in us, and what principle we are missing to see in our day-to-day life, especially that in the relationships which we have, our close relationships or the distant relationships. The word respect means right evaluation. सम्मान means सम्यक रूपन से मापन करना, means ठीक ठीक आकलन करना, that it's a right evaluation. Right now what is happening is that when we are interacting with the people, either we over evaluate the people or under evaluate the people, sometimes otherwise evaluate the people. Let's take one example, with our own kids. Now when our kids perform very well, now we say that he is great, and there is no kid like this, the way we think about it. Mostly we end up over evaluating more than what he did. Assume that he might be failed in that exam, or he maybe did some wrong, and immediately say that you worth for nothing, that you are the so and so. What we are doing here? Here we are under evaluating the person. Sometimes we otherwise evaluate. We don't consider him as a human. So gada, so and so. We, you donkey, pig. So we compare with certain animal or something. If you see that, this may be very small things, sir, but it is a very subtle way. There is we are building in the gap in our relationships. That feeling, a feeling of disrespect we are communicating while doing this over evaluation or under evaluation, sometimes otherwise evaluation. Let's see that on what basis we are doing this thing. When we say all these three things, this is what disrespect means. I am not talking about expression of the respect. I am talking about the feeling behind that expression. I may say namaste, someone may say touching the other person's feet, someone say some other gesture or postures. People may communicate the feeling of respect that varies from place to place. But the feeling behind that expression is what I am talking. What kind of understanding is important behind that expression. Right now, are we evaluating the other person, even ourselves, on the basis of the body or on the basis of self? mostly if you see that we may evaluating ourselves on the basis of body, on the basis of materials, or on the basis of the information what we accumulated. What do you mean by that, sir? Let's see. If you see that our interaction with the other person, are we really seeing ourselves as a human or other person as a human? May not be. Every time we interact, you see that you may be looking at yourself with one or the other identity, hence you are naturally looking at the other person like that. If you see yourself with your age, that मैं बड़ा हूं, then automatically other person you look at whether he is in age he is older than you or younger than you. Right now, if you see that, we all celebrated. We have written in big words in our school boards or that respect elders. बड़ों को सम्मान करना चाहिए. Is the fact or सबको सम्मान करना चाहिए? That everyone should be respected. Is it only elders need to be respected? When I ask this question, please sir, why don't you respond in the chat box? Is elders only need to be respected or everyone should be respected? Yes, everyone needs to be respected. But when we discuss about this, generally people, faculty respond that no, sir, children needs to be loud. Yes, it is important when people need to be loud, but what about respect? Culturally, somehow we have not realized this because we are seeing the other person on the basis of body. But what last 3 days we are discussing is that every human being has their self. Now, at the self level, all are equal because at the self level, everyone aspiration is same. Everyone has their feelings, thoughts. But when we differentiate on the basis of age, no one is not liking it. That's why no child, no student want to be like that. Everyone wants to come out of that stage. Why? Because for the student, for the children, there's no respect. It's very important. If a person who is little elder to you, if that person behaves with you in such a way because you are younger to him, how we feel? We may not feel comfortable. But it's okay for us to treat the other person, to differentiate the other person on the basis of the age. Second, gender. The way we are seeing the other gender, is it in a respectful manner or is it under evaluating most of the time? At race, I'm sorry to say this, especially we are that for us it's a caste. The Vamsh, where he is coming from. Because that such a person born to some or the other thing, and that person, the way we are treating that person is a down or above. And physical strength, the roop, the way I appear, this become the parameter that. Unfortunately, here the gross misunderstanding is that human being is body. But in reality, what we've been discussing is that human being is the coexistence of body and self. The feelings are in self. The moment we realize this, then we can see that in day to day, how much disrespect we are doing with ourselves and that. Here, the beauty here is that in this proposal, you cannot treat the other person. You cannot over-evaluate, under-evaluate until unless you over-evaluate yourself or under-evaluate yourself. This is what disrespect. In a subtle manner, this pain we are suffering everyone when we don't understand this principle in a very subtle form, because we ourselves not able to see our as a human, hence we are not able to see other person as a human. The second differentiation, the parameter, which is very much predominant in our spaces, is that post or the wealth. That what is mean generally? Now exactly, if you see what is the post mean, the higher the competence and higher the responsibility, hence the post. For a faculty, he is responsible for entire his class, but as a HOD, he is responsible for the class and also the department. And for the principal, he is responsible for all the departments and the larger college. The moment you see my post is, is nothing but it's my responsibility to take care of, to nurture that my space and to guide. If that I'm able to see that, now can I differentiate based on my post? That the higher the I post and I look down someone and look up towards someone. And the money. Nowadays, when you say that there's a big person, it's not be a person with knowledge, a person with the kind of highly compassionate or feeling. It becomes synonymous to who has the big pocket. Here the misunderstanding is that physical facility, that power, with that I will get the happiness. But that's not the reality. It's my understanding helps that. Because I am in that chair, one should respect, or respect should be there because the way I behave with the other person, the way the feeling I have towards the other. That's why the feeling of respect should be to the chair or to me. Are we somewhere confused with these things? And hence we reduced and we become less in our own eyes, ourselves. And I am not able to look at me as a human. I am looking with my post, with my knowledge, with my wealth, how much I am accumulated, or the car I come with, the dress I wear. Another thing, especially in academic places, we need to understand this. Before it was there, then how much I know. Now, thanks to Google, every information is available within click. The information part and the beliefs that at what level, at the sampradaya level, at the vad, that what I believe is right and what others believe is wrong. At the ism level, that ism, this ism, and the practices level, I do certain practices, my practices are superior than everything. Unfortunately, we are not able to see reality ourselves. That I comparing with my conditioning, not exactly, I'm not able to see reality, that I am a human and everyone as a human. This all the things, all the parameters, we look down towards ourselves, hence we are looking down towards the other. And we are end up over evaluating and under evaluating. But the reality is that the identity, especially sir, a teacher, for a teacher, this understanding is there. Within 50 years in society, this differentiation will go off. As a human, a teacher is started looking himself as a human and treating the other person as a human, not with these narrow identities. That is very important. That clarity. What is that clarity? That if you see the purpose, first day onwards we are discussing whatever I am doing, why I am doing it. That to live that happiness and with that feeling of prosperity. Same way, other person also has that same aim fundamentally. And if you see that reality, then you can clearly see that other is similar to me. And if you see that, as yesterday Hari discussed, every self is endowed with this potential, that everyone has a desire, thought, and an ability to make choice, like how other person like I have. But because of the environment you got, exposure you got, guidance you got, you manifested your potential in certain way, you are in some position in the society and you are doing some work. The other person, however, he is able to manifest them according to his competence, he is at some place. Are we able to see this reality that the other is similar to me? Hence, I need to understand all these 4 levels. Hence, the other person, if other person is not able to do something because of lack of his understanding, like how I am not able to do things in the right way because of lack of my understanding. If we see this reality, sir, then clearly we see that the other is similar to me. Dusra mere jaisa hai. That I am myself as a human, other also as a human. But one element is there where there is a difference. That is the competence. The difference, only one difference between one human being and another human being is that the competence, the clarity. That's why any person in society is coming to education institution. If that guy know what is right thing to do, why he should come to my institute or my any educational space? If a teacher also end up complaining or then raising the hands, sir, there is no opportunity for that person to develop himself. Tell me, what is the other spaces one has to really understand what is the right thing to do? So when we see this reality, sir, then we clearly see that the purpose, program, and potential is same. Hence, other is similar to me. The moment I see this, I clearly see that the competence is the difference. Hence, if I have the better competence, if I have the understanding, I will commit for the other person, and I will live with the responsibility and I will help the other person. If other person has the more understanding, I will commit to understand from the other. But if I don't see this reality, I see that if these are the preconditionings, mind preconceived notions I'm suffering with, the way I look at the other person on the basis of their body, age, caste, or the physical appearance, or the post, or that beliefs, hence I differentiate that you versus me, that hence the way manipulation, the way we, the opposition and so on and so forth. We are not able to see that like now we were related when we are conditioned with these things. So the trust and respect, these both are fundamentally foundational for any relationship. For any relationship, it is a wife and husband, or it's a father and son, or the siblings, or any other relationship in the teacher and student. In subtle we see it in our own house. Then the way the language we use, are we communicating this differentiation on the basis of these things? So because we earn money, is that mean that we know everything? Or we should say something and everyone should listen? Or because people know what is right thing to do, on that basis we need to listen each other? So there are many ways. So please reflect on that. So the summary is that the right evaluation is that first one is that assurance on the intent. Second is acceptance, sir.
Can you minimize this window?
Oh, is
bottom
it?
Right.
Okay, sorry. Is it okay?
Yes,
Okay.
fine.
When we see this both principles, one is that assurance on the other's intent and acceptance that other is similar to me, then we naturally see this complementarity, which is the law of the nature among the people. That as a faculty, if you see that, to run an institution, how many people are contributing? As I run the family, how many people are contributing at my home? If you see that the other person is complementary to me, then the way I am adding value, the way I am participating will be very different. So hence my behavior. If I have this clarity, I interact with the other person. Yesterday someone asked that, sir, what is the one value a faculty should have? Sir, this is the one value, because the faculty is there as an embodiment of knowledge. The clarity about what is the right thing to do. Hence, my understanding, when I have this clarity with the feeling towards the other, I interact with perseverance and responsibility with the other, knowing that other end or the other person may live with reaction and uncertain conduct. This is very, very important, sir, because I know the other person competence is less and he will behave like this. But I am behaving with my clarity, my understanding. I am not allowing the other person to disturb me. That clarity is very important, sir. When you have this feeling, you will really understand what this line means. Is other is disturbing you, or you are getting disturbed by the other? Please pay attention to this line, sir. Is other is disturbing you, or you are getting disturbed by the other? For example, you are listening to me. There are certain sounds are coming from my side or even from your side. It's not that the disturbance is not there, the other sounds are not coming, but where you are paying attention, what you feel it is important, you are paying attention to that. If you see, if you, with your clarity, with your positive feeling, if you are paying attention to my competence, then you are able to clearly see that. Then you don't get hurt because of that particular external situation or the individual behavior. It is very important, sir. A person with the principle is that a person with the clarity will create the environment. A person with the lack of clarity will suffer in any given environment. So that is very important. When we have right understanding and right feeling, it's me. I will, with that understanding, I will interact with the perseverance and responsibility. Hope this is very it's clear. So hence the feeling of respect comes out of the clarity that I am human and other is similar to me. So here, when you over evaluate yourself with your age, with the qualification you hold, or with the information you are carrying, the books you read, that's what the over evaluating self is called ego. The under evaluation of the help, no other, looking yourself down, we are not able to look at our, as we are. The under evaluation of the self is what inferiority or the depression and so on and so forth it leads to. So right now, this big fat ego, somehow it, we, with the culture, with the brought up, with we somewhere we accumulated it. It is jailed us. We are behind that barriers. We are not break that barrier. That is very important, sir. What is that? You have to sincerely reflect. What is it is stopping me? How is my identity? The big fat ego, where it is coming from to do this action with perseverance and responsibility. Yes, the other person is wrong. What is this stopping me to go and resolve that issue? Now, most of the times, when we see this reality, sir, that the issue with the competence, then we clearly see that how many relationships we spoiled by suspecting the other's intent. And how many relationships we are reacting again and again with that. And we won the argument, but unfortunately we missed the person. And we are not happy with that. However, now you want to go back and talk to that person. But what is stopping me? Sir, please remember that in relationship, there is no that win or lose. If one person is winning, other is losing, both are losing. Because in relationship, both, when relationship winning means both the parties needs to win. Right now, are we caught up in this win-lose mindset? Or are we really giving more importance to the argument? Since day one, we are requesting to verify what is the higher value. When I'm eating the food, what is the higher value? Is the taste or nutrition? Yes, it's natural, sir. It's a nutrition, but it should be tasty. But nutrition is the parameter to select the food. Same way in relationship, what is that we are holding? The argument or the feeling of the relationship? If that person is with you, either today, tomorrow, a day of tomorrow, you can help that person. Look, whatever you are thinking is wrong. This is the right thing. But right now, no, we need to win the argument then and now and there. Unfortunately, we are feeling bad after that our behavior, with that behavior. So please think about that. So there is a homework. Everyone will get this homework. So in the trust, there is a homework, and the respect, there is a homework. Please do this homework sincerely and see that what will happen. Please check in your daily interactions. Now, are we doing right evaluation of the other person or yourself, or you are over evaluating yourself, hence under evaluating other, and vice versa? What naturally acceptable to you? To differentiate the other person based on all these conditionings, or to be complementary and to see yourself as a human and seeing the other person as this one feeling, sir. It in a morning, the Bhaiya is saying that that you demand the respect, you command the respect, not demanding. With this feeling, when we have, naturally that abundance we experience, the feeling of trust and feeling of respect. So with the lack of time, I am little fast. Please excuse me. So can I take the questions regarding the respect? Any questions you can post in the chat box. Sir, any questions?
Okay.
Sir,
There are few
any
questions.
questions on feeling of respect?
Are you able to see questions?
Not exactly.
Okay.
So
there is one question. How
what's
are
the last question?
Last question. I have to see the time. 3:20. How to break hereditary misconceptions? 3:20. Last question. What are uncertain conduct? Can you hear my voice? Because lot of noise is here.
Yes. Okay.
So, how to break the casteism and other social drawbacks? One question has come.
Okay. Sir,
How are we?
so I could see the questions. Yes. Sir, Dr. Biswas, sir, this heredity misconceptions, it's not exactly is by having hereditary. It is that somewhere you accumulated that. When we start believing that we ourselves is a body, then we clearly we believe that it is based on that because he born in certain communities, that hence he is looked down upon, and that you see all these parameters, wherever we disrespected on the basis of gender, race, or the age, that becomes a movement in society. Because that's not naturally acceptable to any human. But unfortunately, it becomes okay for the other party to see it because lack of relationship. Forget about the society. At our home, the closest relationships, is it happening? In a subtle manner, sir. This we need to find it with clear observation, clear awareness. Only we can catch ourselves. Where is this under evaluation and over evaluation is happening? So when at entry level of competence students is different, don't you think that the exit level also their competence will be different? Jyoti Chaturvedi madam, yes, I am not saying that everyone is same at the competence level, but everyone is similar at the human level. That they, everyone will different levels. They start their journey from their competence only. But the human, I am treating the other person similar to me. I am not differentiating with myself with the student because I am the faculty, because I know more that. At the human level, I am connecting, and as a faculty at the competence level, since I have more competence, I'm able to understand where he is and treat and talking with him and conducting myself with him. That's what that at the individual level I'm connecting, at the issue level I'm helping that. So this differentiation and the people, because he is a grade A, because he grade B, this is unfortunate thing, which we are doing it. That's the proposal, madam. How to break the casteism and other social drawback. Sir, Biswas sir, if academic institutions, either school education or that, and the parents, these are the three systems, if they start and have this right understanding, they try to see themselves as a human, hence seeing the other person as a human. If this clarity comes, sir, within 2-3 generations, people, all these things will drop. It's not that caste or something is that, sir. The discrimination is the pain. However, you say that this caste or the religion, these things are not the barrier. That based on that, you are differentiating. The age is because elders needs to be respected, because but unfortunately everyone needs to be respected. That thing is gone. To me, a person, so Sikka sir, if a person close to me don't want to talk to me anymore, said to somebody else that she is happy, and at the same time I am not feeling happy, then what to do? Madam, this is the universal problem, madam. When we have an issue with the other person, any person in the relationships, we don't talk to that person. We talk about that person everywhere, unfortunately. So when we have the positive feeling towards the other, then we talk about the issue. If that relationship is very important to you, and you people have to take it. So the other day, the Sangal sir is giving example in IIT BHU. There are two faculties, and they studied together. They completed a PhD and they joined as a faculty together. And it's been long time, after 20 years. Now they're reflecting. They forgot that what is the incident they are fought with each other. In the workshop, they're realizing that, but that feeling is not there for each other. And they are not happy because they are missing the other person, but still they are continue to be like that. And we need to ask ourselves, do I need that relationship or not first? If I need that relationship, what is it me stopping me to correct that, whatever that in the issue? So, okay, sir. So I will go back to the thing. Any important question I missed, sir? Because
yes, you Go ahead. Yes. Yes.
Sir, thank you. So next very important feeling is affection, sneh bhav. You know, the Vishwas, Samman, the third thing is Sneh Bhav. Any feeling comes out of the clarity about that, seeing that reality. The feeling of being related to the other person, accepting the other person as one's relative, and the other is like me, is what clarity is important to get this feeling of affection. Naturally, one feels related to the other when we have feeling of trust and respect in ourselves. It is like buy two get one free kind of thing. But when this feeling is very natural, sir, for us, a parent has a naturally this feeling towards this affection towards their children. When if you are best friends, if you have the best friends from childhood onwards, the longest relationship you have, then you can clearly see this thing that you are accepting that other person as your relative. You are accepting your own children as your relative. You are related to him. That's why naturally you see there is a responsibility and commitment for the fulfillment in that relationship. We say kartavya and dayitva in Hindi. We naturally see that. We need not to undergo any universal human values thing. But if you see that, especially in wife and husband relationship, if at all one feeling is predominant, it should be in wife and husband relationship, is this affection. That if you see that how your best friend, when your best friend is there with you, you are not counting that how many mistakes he's doing. You don't like many things in him, but you are not focusing on that. You are accepting that person as he is, and you are focusing on what is positives. But let's see what we are doing with the people in our relationships. So please, everyone, please respond for my question. When you see a scenery, a nice scenery, when you see a nice rainbow in the nature, any beauty in that, now how you feel? Please type in everyone in the chat box how you feel. I request everyone to participate. Yes, you feel good, you feel happy, you feel amazed, and very all you are saying is a pleasant feeling, isn't it? It's a pleasant feeling. Now, if at all when you see that scenery, if you say that no, this rainbow is not angular, this angle should be another 17 degrees little tilt, then it would be good. Are you thinking like that? This crooked branch is little long, it should be short, and these leaves are very light yellow, it should be thick yellow. Are we doing that? No. When we look at the nature, our mind is clearly wide that you are seeing things as they are. You are accepting, that. Hence, you feel good about things. Now come back to it's okay. Now it's in mind is that, but it comes to our relationships where we get trapped. We get trapped in if and then trap. We call. If you become like this, then only I accept. If you are like this, then you are okay. Sir, unfortunately, we are doing, we become misery machines with this if and then trap. If other person is doing 1, 2, 3, then I am accepting. No, that is a clear recipe for our unhappiness in relationships. That if you see yourself, if you are accepting yourself as you are, now seeing the other person as he is what we are saying acceptance. Only accepting other person as he is with other shortcomings and background. That is very important. When we don't see that, then there is a problem, sir. Because I am accepting myself with my own shortcomings and background. That's why I'm able to live with myself. Why we are not able to look at the other person as like that? When you realize that the other person competence is a result of his own environment and his exposure, guidance, and what he's practicing. If you see that competence is a result of what is these three parameters, then clearly see that other person, there are some other positives also. Right now, unfortunately, we become this if and then trap. We are not able to appreciate in relationships how other is. Just imagine if everyone also doing the same thing with you, how miserable our life will be. If you become like this, then only I will treat you nicely. Then only I will accept you. How we feel very suffocated. But are we doing that kind of thing with the other person, especially with the closest relationships? Comparing for everything, especially parents with the children. So when we start accepting, then we appreciate that whatever other person is and what other person is endowed with, and what is natural talents in that, and what is good at them. If you are not, if you are always suffering with if and then trap, then however you pull the other finger, it cannot become like the other. So the important, the acceptance of the other person as he is very, very important. The moment you accept, then you see that what kind of things you can see it. So hence, so there is a serenity prayer, very long back people said this, like in many traditions it is there, that am I accepting the things which I cannot change, and also I'm working what I can change, but I'm able to see the difference between these two. That is very important. When that is there, then it's very, very difficult to disturb you, or you also never disturb yourself, especially in relationships. Sir, what you don't have, it's very difficult to give to others. If I am not having this feeling, it's very difficult to express. If I have the negative feeling, that only I keep on distributing wherever I go. Ask yourself, do I have this feeling in me, the feeling of trust, feeling of respect, or feeling of affection? If that continuity of that feeling, irrespective of the situation, if that is not, let us ask that, what is my misconception? Am I able to see things as they are? Am I accepting the other person as my relative and as he is, with his one's shortcomings and background? That is very important. So next, one very, very important feeling, which is predominantly has a potential to transform our life and the student's life. So I request everyone to participate fully, because I understand it is a afternoon time, you have some other things. I request don't open any phone, any other apps or that. Please keep everything aside. Please take pen and paper. Everyone, please take pen and paper. Fully participate in this thing. Believe me, if you really participate it, and I can promise that you will get more than what you are given attention. Please, every faculty member, I request, please participate fully with me in all the activity. You have to activity, you have to do with pen and paper, whatever I guide, the way I guide. Okay. The questions are the first thing. Let us understand what it means. Exercise 1. Hope everyone is carrying with your pen and paper. Take 20 seconds. Please hold your pen and paper. If at all you need to go and somewhere and bring the pen and paper. So the exercise is that, so in the paper, in the middle of the paper, make this circle. Okay, in the sphere or a circle or sphere. So write that the knowledge skills that contribute to who you are today. Don't write what are the knowledge, whatever the knowledge skills you have, whatever the knowledge skills you have, just whoever you are today, just you write this statement. And whatever the knowledge skills you have, either your theoretical knowledge, or the technical knowledge, or the even the from childhood or the language, what you have, whatever that, who contributed to you acquire this knowledge skills directly, indirectly. You write everyone's name. Don't write that parents, teachers. Don't no, don't do that. Write each individual name. Everyone. Okay. In this arrows, just keep on writing that. Push yourself. Let's let all the names exhaust. How many people contributed to you to become who you are today? Just write the names. Sir, don't think much. Please do the activity as said. I request generally, in faculty community, like you sit aside and okay, go ahead. I'm thinking. You go ahead. No. Please, you do with the pen and paper. Some magic will happen. End of this class. Please, everyone. I'm requesting. Please do this activity. Push yourself. Directly, indirectly also. Push yourself. Exhaust. Reflect all the people from childhood onwards till today. How many people contributed to you for you to make it possible to the for the person who you are today? Please write. I request everyone to write. Don't stop. Let's push yourself. Try to push your memory. Go back to your world. Name, everyone name it. And take additional sheet if it's just full, no problem. Who contributed to you directly? Once you finish with that, then indirectly also. Please write, everyone. Push yourself, push. Hope everyone is doing it sincerely. So there is a proverb, sir. If we see the picture clearly, we can show it to others very nicely. So that's what we are doing. Let us experience this. Everyone, please do this. Okay. Take another 10 seconds more. So, sir, I'm stopping you because of lack of time. Please do this exercise when you go back home, and that it's a fascinating one. You do this one, you see that you might be realize that how many people contributed so that you are doing what you are doing now. When we pay attention, when we realize that how many people, then you can clearly this recognition, the activity we did, that we are recognizing that look at this many people are contributed to me. So when we say gratitude, it's a feeling. It comes it's a feeling towards the people who made efforts for your survival, for your development, and for your excellence. When you able to recognize that now how many people contributed or making efforts for your survival, for your development, for your excellence, then out of that recognition, the whatever the feeling comes, that we are saying gratitude, krutagnata. So gratitude, to get this feeling in us, there are three things we need to do. First, you need to recognize. Second, you need to appreciate. However we recognize, if you don't appreciate it, we don't see that their contribution and how then that feeling may not be there. Then acknowledge that all the three things are goes hand to hand. Let's do that. Second, hope everyone is doing this exercise. Second exercise is even more important. Please everyone do it sincerely. Any place, if you don't have pen and paper, do it somewhere. Please do it. So make this table, sir, rough table. The table is that all the things I have received from, all the things I have contributed to. Just make this rough, in a rough, the two tables, 3 columns. In the first column, just 3 sections: nature, society, family. Okay. So hope everyone is doing that. 3 columns and 4 rows. Write that all the things I have received from, all the things I have contributed. Let us work on the first column. In the nature, I just given few examples. You write what are the things you have received from nature. I just given the few things for placeholder. You write, you exhaust. What are the things you think you are receiving from nature? Please write, sir. Everyone. Please do it. Let it be exhaust. Please think about it. What all the things you are receiving from nature? Hope everyone is writing. Push yourself, make it exhaustive. All the things you are receiving from nature. Second, what are all the things you are receiving from the society? I have given few things as a placeholder. You write what are all the things you have received from the society. Push yourself, make it exhaustive. So from the family, next, what all the things you have received from your family? So this is a little coming, I think. The birth, protection, guidance, whatever all the things. Let it be exhaustive list. Okay. From the family, what all the things you have received from your family. Now come back to the right side. what all the things you have contributed to the nature, please write. What all the things you have contributed to nature, please write. What all the things you have contributed to the society, please write. What all the things you have contributed to the family, please write. Just I have written for the placeholder. You write. You write what you have contributed. Don't write what I have written. Please write, everyone, what you have contributed for society, nature, and that. So can I request that what is your feeling after doing this exercise? Can you type in the chat box? What is your feeling? What is your feeling after doing this, filling this table? What is it? Just type in the chat box. Or immediate insight, any insight. Request everyone to type in the chat box. Okay, a lot of introspection, blank, guilty. Okay, it's giving more clarity. Okay, sir. Okay, a different kind of feeling. We take more than we give. That guilty. Okay, my contribution is very less. Completely brainstorming, feeling thankful to others. Okay. I'm okay. I'm giving less and taking more. Sure. Okay. Okay. I have the feeling good. Some. Okay. Soothing and enlightening. Okay. Need to contribute more. Okay. Sir, look, I don't want to make you feel guilty or anything. The purpose of this activity is that to realize, you know, this fact that I have been receiving many gifts. Or, you know, gift is something which you are not worked for, from society, from society, nature, from family. When you see that, you know, there's so much I'm receiving, the feeling you get, you know, towards them, then you appreciate. I'm appreciating that how many things I'm getting. So that's what it's very important. Let us do another activity. Please, everyone, do it sincerely. So the third one is that, you know, expressing the gratitude. So now you have written first exercise in so many people, but let me ask you, think of someone who is really influential in your life. Now, someone who you think that, you know, that person contributed to you, put in so many efforts for your survival, your excellence, and your development. Think of that person, one person, you know, the person you consider so important. Okay. Write that write down why that person is so important. You feel he is important, he is influential, he put the effort. Write that why that person is so important. Please write at least 4 or 5 sentences. Each person, please, every participant, every faculty, I request, write this. Think of someone who is really influential in your life, or who you feel contributed to your life, who made lot of efforts. Write down, if at all you consider that person is important, why that. At least 4 sentences you write about him. Hope everyone is writing. Please push yourself. At least 4 to 5 sentences. You write more if you go on, but at least why that person is so important to you. So, sorry, I'm just going because we have less time, but we need to discuss other feelings as well. If you see that, sir, generally the mistake we do is that however we feel grateful, gratitude to the others, but generally culturally we don't express that. Now, the expression of the gratitude is very, very important. Not for others, for our own well-being. The research showing that when you express the gratitude, the feeling of happiness, your happiness increases multifold. So I request everyone to at least to 3 people today, end of the day, try to express gratitude, not just thank you or that. Expressing gratitude is that expressing why you feel other person is so important in your life. That why part. The moment you write it, you can observe the feelings, what it is coming inside. That is very, very important. So most of the people, we feel uncomfortable, maybe cultural reasons, maybe that. Look, there are multiple ways to show the gratitude. Need not to be one way. You figured out what is the way, but expression is very important. So in gratitude, there are 3 things. First, under gratitude is the feeling that the other is putting, recognizing the efforts of the other person for your survival, for your development, for your excellence. Once you recognize that, you need to appreciate and you need to express that. So all the 3 things are very important. So I'm asking 3 questions to you with honesty. Please reflect this on these 3 questions. And now and after end of the day, sometime you spend. Are we feeling grateful to all those who made contribution to your life or who are putting efforts to your life? Let us ask this question sincerely. Why I'm not able to do this? Second, in my life, the people who I am with, am I appreciating the complete picture? That what has been done, what has not been done? Or am I focusing only on what has not been done? It is very, very important, sir, for everyone. Please ask this question yourself again and again. Am I doing the later? Or am I able to see the complete picture with the other person who I'm related with? Especially the near and dear relationships. Are you making effort to express the gratitude? And for all the things you are receiving, or all the things they are putting efforts to, or you are expecting gratitude from others for what you have done? These 3 questions are very important, sir. Please reflect on that. So, sir, in all the communities around the world, many people are appreciated the power of gratitude. If at all you want to transform your life, your own kid's life, or your student's life, please help people to trigger this feeling in them and practice this feeling. But we cannot help the other person until unless we help ourselves. In this, I request you practice. So there is a homework in the activity sheet what you received today. There are 3 videos in the last activity 4 on gratitude. You watch each video and reflect after each video what you want to do differently from today onwards. Like that, you do the reflection activity for all the 3 videos. Please do that. So it will help really to understand this feeling much more deeper manner. So hope any questions here? Let me take questions. Sir, any questions regard gratitude and sir, any questions regard gratitude, feeling of gratitude?
No, I'm not able to see.
Okay. Participants, sir, faculty, any questions? Please let me know. I will wait for 10 more seconds. Or any clarifications or any doubts on the feeling of gratitude? Okay. If okay. Okay. Okay, Himshali ji. Yes, we need to appreciate. We need to recognize that, and we need to at least we need to feel grateful for whatever we are receiving. That is the first thing we can do. Then we can think of how we can contribute. Sir, for me, there is no hero heroine. Teacher is hero for the student, for the society. That's the where male or female. That's the hero means. Because with this clarity, with this feeling, we are interacting with the other. And if these are the things, we are able to help students to generate this feeling, the positive feeling, then naturally the focus will go on the excellence, the subject, whatever is a mechanics, civil or that, hence because the lot of clutter, lot of things is in mind. Unfortunately, because of this negativeness, lack of our ability to see what is good happening in the life, this mind is wandering around that. So yesterday Hariji is saying, I helped you to this awareness. Now, are we really aware that how many things are is contributing in our life? That is very important for even student. If a student who feels grateful for for the teachers and the parents, then he naturally seek out the help, reach out to us, feel comfortable. And as a teacher, sir, and always I feel that if there are no students, and if there is no challenging student, on what basis we know that we are capable of, or we have the competence to help the challenging students also. So I feel that if any challenging student or anyone, yes, we need to stop that action, but there are other two phases also. For any challenging people in our life, whatever the wrong thing they are doing, we need to stop them. But the next level is that they need to understand what is the right thing. And also we need to facilitate doing that right thing. All the three steps are important. The rules and regulations may stop at the first one, but a teacher is someone who sees beyond that step and other two steps, helping the other person to understand what is the right thing, hence in having the right feeling, hence facilitate so that that practice of that knowledge of right becomes part of him. So with that note, I will go to next other thing. So the other two important feelings, till now we discussed about trust, assurance on the intent. With that clarity, we feel Vishwas ka bhav. The other is similar to me. I am looking at myself as a human. I am able to look at the other self as a human. With that clarity, we feel this feeling of respect, samman ka bhav. The third, accepting other is my relative. The word acceptance means seeing the other person with his other as he is, with others as with his shortcomings and with background. Hence, naturally see my responsibility and commitment in that relationship. What we say that affection, sneha bhav. Then we discuss about gratitude, the feeling towards the people who are contributing to my life and my survival, my development, and my excellence. This is what we discussed till now. Another two important feelings, care and guidance. Mamata Vatshalya. Mama means it's me, like me. So the family members, taking care of body of my relative, we call mamata. That we're taking care of that. What is in that? In that taking a responsibility and commitment for nurturing and protecting the body of my relative is called care or the mamata. The guidance is that, as we discussed, human being is a coexistence of body and self. Taking care of the self of my relative, whoever I feel related, the responsibility and commitment for right understanding and right feeling. What is the self requirement? That taking that responsibility and commitment for these two is called Vatshalya. Then the guidance. Vassa means student, sir. That the person who is required the knowledge and required the right feeling, what we call. So right now, if you see that in our own family, I request everyone first you reflect as a parent, then we will come to other society and that. As a with our own kids, with our own thing, are we providing both? When we say that I'm looking after my kids well, that care and guidance both, or we assuming that I'm looking after my kids well by assuming that only care, that whatever the materials, money, gadgets, whatever we are giving, is it to take care of the body or the anything? What is happening, sir? Unfortunately, in modern society, there is a lot of care because we have money. When especially when both the parents are working, you see that the children has the more gadgets in the hand. Why? Because we don't have the time. The other person do not have the time, because most of the time is going on thinking about many other stuff is that. But if you see that, especially the millennial, whoever is coming to our college, these are all millennials, sir. If anything is wrong with them, we need to ask, we need to see the full picture. How much guidance he got in his life, for the right understanding and right feeling part. What is happening mostly that in modern parenting, that we think that I am taking care of my kid means providing all the physical facilities is what we are thinking, taking care of it. No, the knowledge and the feeling part, taking responsibility for the self of the other, that is not happening. And parents are thinking it will happen in schools and colleges is saying that no, here it's not the role of college because we need to teach the subject when we have time to teach all these things? If you see that, sir, unfortunately, we are not able to see there are three stages. Any human, there are three stages. One is that when he is not able to take care of his own body, adults will take care of it. The parents will take care of it. But over a period of time, he needs to understand now what it means to take care of my own body. Then we need to develop his understanding to take care of the others of the family, who he feel related. But unfortunately, are we really right now? What is happening? Are we really know that what kind of food, what kind of daily routine is really nurturing and protecting my relative's body, or the overeating or over stuff, or if you anyone asks chocolate, bringing the dabba, or any one thing, or bring multiple things. And unfortunately, we are not able to help the other person to understand what is the role of physical material. Second, the feeling part. Without spending time, without having the clarity, it's very difficult to help the other person to build this clarity. Right now, how much time and effort parents, teachers are putting to develop this clarity on oneself, hence to nurture in the other. So we need to critically examine that. At least now come back to society later, but at least as a family member with my own relative, am I able to focus on the both or only one or the other? So as a modern research says that the longest research in in India and abroad, if you see that the people who get the addictions, any addiction, even right now mobile addictions or that social media addictions, the drug or any other abuse things, the drug abuse and so on and so forth, if people who lack this guidance in his life, the lack of right feelings and right knowledge, the people time, not the gadget time. When people lack this people time in their life, those people are highly vulnerable for the addictions, because their entire life is replaced with the material, the people time with the gadget time, or the people time with the other entertainment or pleasure time, hence inability to live a balanced life. So that's what care and guidance is that. So the other feeling is that the reverence, the shraddha bhav, the feeling of acceptance for excellence is what the shraddha bhav. When shrestata ki swikruti ka bhav, when you accept what is excellence, out of that acceptance, and when the people who achieved the excellence, the feeling towards them is what is the feeling of reverence. What do you mean by excellence? This is what we've been telling since day one, that understanding and living in harmony at all the four levels, not in one level, not other level, is what is the excellence. It is very, very important, sir, as a faculty. This is to set the standards. This is the excellence. What excellence mean? In every college, we write this word in our mission statements. Excellence. Excellence is that living and also understanding both. It's not only cognitive clarity, it's also living that life. Harmony at itself, harmony in my relationships, and harmony, and I'm able to contribute towards the harmony in society and nature. The people who achieved this, who lived this life, those people we call revered people. In few communities we write revered father, revered so and so. So that means that the excellence is very important, sir. As a faculty, actually a teacher, one of the definition of the teacher is that a person who is striving for the excellence, who achieved the excellence, those people called teachers in any society. That's why the teacher who is striving for excellence wants to guide the other person to excel. That's why that person takes this profession to he himself is striving for excellence, and he is helping the other person to come to his level if possible beyond his level. But there is another concept, sir, to be special. Sreshtata, Visishtata. Visishtata is to be special. Sreshtata is to understand and to live towards this completeness. Let us understand this with an example. In a classroom of 30, how many people can get first rank? How many of people has a possibility to get 100 of 100? So first rank maybe 1 or 2. A person who is aiming for first rank, can he help anyone? But a person who is aiming for excellence, understand the subject in its entirety, is he losing anything by helping to the other person? No. Around whom there will be a enabling environment, a healthy environment, around whom there is some jealousy, there is some secrecy, there is some hiding will be there. Where is the insecurity will be there? So that is understanding of excellence and to be special is very important, sir, for us. That the competition is there at the to be special level. When I'm working for excellence, I am competing, but not with the other. I am competing with myself. I want to become better than yesterday, and I want to stretch myself, and I want to become best of myself in understanding that reality. So we need to understand this, sir, especially in academic context, where we are helping the other, where we are striving every day. If it made our research, made our any kind of thing. No, we want to excel, or we are comparing with the other person and feel inferior or superior. A person is striving for excellence helps naturally with the other person to bring his level. That's why we say teachers. If that department is like that, then that as a department we want to excel, and as a college we want to excel, and we want to be become best of that. In that sense, it's not that to compare to other. So that's what the proposal of that. If with the revered people is that whoever is achieved excellence, we feel then those are people we call revered. So the another name associated with this feeling is puja, the worship. The seeking inspiration from the revered is called worship. It is very important that it is not that giving the responsibility, outsourcing your responsibility to the revered. No, is that I want to strive for excellence. I want to take seek inspiration from the people who are already achieved that excellence. That seeking that inspiration, that energy to put the excellence is what worship mean. Unfortunately, this is a very misunderstood word, and that श्रेष्ठता के लिए जो प्रयास है ना, वो पूजा है. वो प्रयास के लिए जो इंस्पिरेशन है ना, whatever the energy is required, that I am seeking from the revered people. So the understanding this is very important, sir. We understand this reality, then we don't over-evaluate anything, at the same time don't under-evaluate anything. No, we have the due respect to everything in the society we can see of, and in the tradition, whatever we are able to see that. When we don't have this clarity of this reality, we end up over-evaluating few things and under-evaluating few things, and start focusing on negating things rather than paying attention to what we should do. The glory and gratitude we already discussed. The glory is that feeling for those who are putting efforts for excellence. So the gaurav in the Hindi word. So it is very important, sir. If someone who is putting effort in my research field, the feeling towards them is very important. If someone who is putting efforts in the excellence, that is very important. And appreciating our own colleague who is putting efforts in that is very, very important, sir. That culture is naturally, it is a viral, it transforms to students. When we are striving for excellence, then we naturally have the healthy environment around that. And whoever is putting the efforts for excellence we'll appreciate of, and whoever putting in efforts for my excellence, we naturally, have this feeling of gratitude. It's more important. So the last but not least, but very, very important feeling, we, very misunderstood feeling because of the Bollywood and the other woods, is that the love, the prem. If you see this feeling, if you see that reality, I don't have relationship with anyone. I'm not feeling being related to anyone, opposed to everyone, is the one state. Second is that feeling of being related to one person or many people is we call affection. That I clearly see that I have the relationship with this one or many people. But the feeling of being related to all, everyone, every person and every entity is what we call love. In Hindi, the word, and in all local languages, called ananyata. Anya means someone. Ananya means no one is the other. That I have that feeling of relatedness to with everyone. That's what is the love. That is a complete feeling. So it's very important. So in a an analogy, if you see a South Indian full meal or nothing meal, all each items is there, na? So if you see all the 8 feelings are one item, all the feeling together is a thali kind of thing, is what together love. So when we say love, it is not an infatuation. It is not attraction towards the body of the other, because the relationship is between self and the self. The feelings are in self. So this, unfortunately, this media which focused that attraction towards the body is love is somehow, I don't know how it will help them. If a generation, we as a generation, next generation, if they understand it, the way they respect the other gender, the way other we relate to other is very different. So the love is a feeling of being related to all. It starts with one person. That's why I'm asking everyone, before applying to everywhere, let us see with one person, the closest relationship in my life. Do I have this feeling that without any conditions, unconditional feeling, do I have with the one person? Then slowly it expands to everyone and all the human beings and every unit in the nature. Thanks to Corona is teaching us this lesson very, very hard manner, that you are related to everyone and every unit in the nature. So that's why whatever that. So when we understand this, then the beautiful, the way, the feeling in us and the way we act with the other in our interactions will be very different. Is that. So the feeling of love can be expressed in the form of daya, krupa, karuna, the kindness, beneficence, and compassion. So these are the words we may be hearing in our day-to-day life many times. So this is the qualities of teacher or parent, sir. Yesterday someone asked Sangal sir, what is the quality of teacher? This is that when we have feeling in our heart, we are able to express that feeling in our action in the form of kindness, beneficence, and compassion. What do you mean by these words? So the kindness means the providing the material, any means, the other person who has that ability but they don't have means, providing that is what we call daya. The provide, he may have the material but he do not have the knowledge, right feeling. Providing that right knowledge and right feeling is what beneficence is, a krupa. The karuna, there is a very, very famous word in all religions, in all cultures, compassion. The compassionate action is that whatever other person is lacking, either material or the feeling or the knowledge, able to give that ability to give that is what we say compassionate behavior. Sir, a weak cannot be compassionate, a strong only compassionate. That, when I'm able to see that other person is doing the wrong thing because lack of his clarity, if I feel related to the other, can I able to help him to come out of it? Here I am not disturbing, sir. So if a hand which is giving, if that itself is shaking, then can I give? So I, in entire this thing, the feeling should be in myself. Once these feelings are in myself, I am happy. With then I'm expressing that feeling with the other person in relationships. That is very important. So the sum up of all these feelings in relationship, the trust, and was what we discussed, that the assurance on others' intent is very important. Hence, naturally, I feel related to the other person, which is foundational feeling in any relationship. Then right respect, right evaluation. We make, we naturally see the other person is like human and I am human. We are similar to each other, and the difference is that understanding. Hence, we are complementary to each other. Affection, acceptance of the other person as one's relative. That seeing that I'm related to the other person. Care and guidance, taking care of the body and taking care of the self of the other person. Reverence, acceptance of the excellence. Glory, acceptance for people who are putting effort for the excellence. Gratitude, acceptance for those who are putting efforts for my excellence or my development. Love, the feeling of being related to all. When you see this reality, the right side one, the left side, that feeling will generate in us. So that feeling, that positive feeling should be in us. So this is the summary of that. So the entire last 4 days, what we've been discussing is that the fundamental basic human desire is to be happy. Now, where I am searching happiness, is it from sensation, from the material through body? That happiness we call a pleasure, excitement. We may feel the nice sometime, but we cannot ensure its continuity. That's what first proposal we discussed. Second, we discussed that the feeling from the other person, that is also not come. Sometimes other feel very good, sometimes other behave some other different way, because other person is behaving depending on his or her understanding. So the proposal is that the source of happiness is right understanding and right feeling. The understanding at the level of self, about relationships, about society and nature. The right feelings, all the 9 feelings, I need to ensure in me. The right feeling can be ensured with right understanding. So this is the proposal. Please verify with the, in your own life. Is it making sense? Is it say, how you know? With that verification, you can easily think about if it is important to you. Then you can easily think about if it is also important to your students. Sir, any subject you teach with love, why you are teaching? Because bottom of the heart, you feel it is very important. So that's why even the human values also, why we are saying that first you are applying in your own life. Let us experience, is it making sense in my own life? Then naturally I can think about my students. So again, I'm concluding, you will teach 100 times better than us, because you know the context, you have you are the good teacher, you have experience. So once you have, you living that life, when you are striving for that. So as a co-explorer, when I'm saying all these things, it doesn't mean that I am living that life. So since the time is up, I want to conclude here. So my name is Shiv Shankar. So I'm a co-founder of 2 organizations. One is a CHDSC, where Giri Hari also is coming from, and also one more startup, Viridas Social Impact Solutions. So last few years, I've been practicing this content in my life and I'm sharing this content with teachers. So one thing I can say from my personal experience, my life is far more better than where I have started. It's very, very joyful living in day-to-day thing, irrespective of the external conditions. So with that conviction, any faculty is coming here and sharing this knowledge of EHV, It is not a belief. It is not a dogmatic thing. Anything it should be, it should be rational. It should be universal, and it should be applicable. It should be verifiable. That is what we are calling universal human values. It is not morals. So it is value. So with that, I am stopping it here. Thank you very much for paying attention to it. Request everyone, please spend some time on the activity sheet which you get. You complete, you watch the video and write your reflection note. Then you will understand a little better. You will go a little deeper. So with that, I'm stopping it here. Bhaiya?